Sergeant here breaking in to give you the latest on the R. Kelly investigation.
The state's attorney Kim Foxx is approaching the podium now. She plans to speak about charges, 10 of them, against R. Kelly that we were hearing about just a few hours ago. More details coming from Kim Foxx shortly.
That's right. And they're against 4 individuals, 10 counts.
Robert
Here's
Kelly was
State's
indicted
attorney.
before a Cook County grand jury on 10 counts of aggravated criminal sexual abuse involving 4 victims. The first victim, initials HW, was involved in incidents which occurred between May 26, 1998 and May 25, 1999. A grand jury returned an indictment on 4 counts of aggravated criminal sexual abuse based on the victim being under the age of 17 and Robert Kelly being more than 5 years older than the victim. The second victim, initials RL, was involved in an incident which occurred between September 26, 1998 and September 25, 2001. A grand jury returned an indictment on 2 counts of aggravated criminal sexual abuse based on the victims being under the age of 17 and Robert Kelly being more than 5 years older than that victim. The third victim, initials LC, was involved in an incident which occurred February 18, 2003. A grand jury returned an indictment on 1 count of aggravated criminal sexual abuse based on the transmission of semen by Robert Kelly upon any part of the body of the victim for the purpose of sexual gratification during the course of an underlying felony of attempt criminal sexual assault. The fourth victim, initials JP, was involved in incidents which occurred between May 1, 2009 and January 31, 2010. A grand jury returned an indictment on the 3 counts of aggravated criminal sexual abuse based on the victim being under the age of 17 and Robert Kelly being more than 5 years older than the victim. Aggravated criminal sexual abuse is a Class 2 felony with a sentencing range of 3 to 7 years for a count. It is also probationable. We anticipate that Mr. Kelly will appear in bond court tomorrow afternoon. Thank you.
That was State's Attorney Kim Foxx laying out the charges against R. Kelly. This coming from a grand jury being convened this week, or rather within the last month at least. And now we know these 10 counts of aggravated criminal sexual abuse as she laid them out, the earliest dating back to 1998, the latest being 2010.
Yes, and we also know that a judge has issued a no bail arrest warrant for Robert Kelly in this case. You heard Kim Foxx just say that he would be in bond court tomorrow, and after that, I believe his next court appearance will be March 8th. And then there's Michael Avenatti, who is presumed to have provided some of the evidence, at least he said he did, to Kim Foxx.
Correct. He said that there was a new video that had surfaced that showed R. Kelly in the acts with someone under the age of consent. That happening just within the last week, and then we see these charges. Earlier today, he actually tweeted, "It's over." Avenatti also saying that he has a press conference planned for 4 p.m. today here in Chicago.
That's right, and he has several tapes that he claims shows R. Kelly with the victims that were just named here. And when you see these 4 indictments right here, the 4 victims, it's really amazing because it's very graphic in detail. And Kim Foxx, the state's attorney, just laid out a little bit of it, but this is some pretty rough reading right here.
It is. And you know, the dates go back to 1998, but in these documents we can see that a lot of these charges are so severe that the statute of limitations extends for an extensive period of time. For some of those counts, it can be up to 10 years after the minor turns 18. For other counts, it could be 20 years after the 18th birthday. So that gives you a view as to why now these charges can be brought, even if these girls at the time are now adults.
Yes, and we know that R. Kelly walked out of court a little over a decade ago, a free man, after he was on trial for child pornography. That did not stick. There have been allegations here and there from various people. There were 2 other women who are now in their 40s yesterday in an unrelated case come forward and say that R. Kelly had abused them when they were much younger, too. So a lot of allegations. Now we have charges, 10 charges against R. Kelly.
Major developments today, this week, and if you remember, it was just weeks ago that the Lifetime documentary Surviving R. Kelly was released, and that sparked a firestorm here in Chicago, Atlanta. A lot of people talking about it. The state's attorney shortly after that asking people to come forward if they had any information that could lead to some charges in there. We see it today. The state's attorney, Foxx, holding a press conference to announce 10 counts of aggravated criminal sexual abuse against R. Kelly.
And as we mentioned, Michael Avenatti holding a late afternoon news conference to outline what he said. When you mentioned, he said it's over. And also we expect that we would hear from R. Kelly's attorney, Steve Greenberg, as well, as of late, saying he wasn't aware of a grand jury being convened to look into these charges, but now they have come, and R. Kelly has now been charged with 10 counts of aggravated criminal sexual abuse.
Yeah, we will stay on top of this. We have reporters there at that press conference. We have them throughout the city ready to cover Michael Avenatti's press conference as well. And as we get more information, we will bring that right to you.
That's right. We'll see you again at 5 o'clock, and we're going to return you right now to Hot Bench.
This has been breaking news from CBS 2.